I knew I wanted to teach when basically my teachers were really good. Dina Namer in Kingston was a great teacher, but the one who really inspired me to want to model myself after was a guy by the name of Dr. Irenis Juk. And he had something about him, a quality that was, still is, that it just kind of magnified everything. Like he just was so animated. And I thought, man, if I am going to teach, I want to model that because that's so inspiring. And so that's where I really developed that wanting to teach and play and yes, I want to do this for my life. And they sort of go hand in hand. So teaching and playing are pretty much all the same thing, I find. And I get my best ideas from teaching students. And so that makes me a better player, makes me a better person. I have some special needs students, and I have a young girl whose name is Alice, and she goes to Canterbury School of the Arts, and she's an amazing person. And we first started taking lessons together when I was driving to her home. And I was actually teaching her brother Scott, and she seemed to be interested, and I took her on. And Alice is a young girl who has a rare skin disorder. She's in and out of hospitals getting treatments, and she's born with no fingers. And so at first I thought, how are we going to do this? And I remember talking to her mother, Linda, and saying, we could develop some sort of a racers or something that she could play. And then I thought, no, that's not great. That's not good. Let's just what she's got. Let's see what we can go. And basically, she's in the Faber books, book 1, and she's got a great touch. She's got a fabulous touch on the piano. I'm always saying, I wish I could play like that. But she, we get into these things and hopping, doing octave work. And she's improved my playing by teaching her. Not just improved me as a person, but she's improved my playing. And I do incorporate a lot of her movements in for example, in my Polonaise. And one movement was this section that I was having a lot of difficulty with going. You can see I'm doing that because it's just so relaxing. And because I've been working with Alice, I'm getting the feel and the touch, and I'm feeling comfortable. So I'm no longer going bang on those notes. And at first I had to practice this quite a lot. But anyway, so that kind of an idea. The basic movement for Free Your Spirit is an up and down motion using gravity. And Amanda, she's going to demonstrate the wrist bounce. Very slow, big movements. Amanda? Lovely. Gravity's doing all the work. If we wanted to go quicker, obviously, I think our movements are going to be a little bit smaller. Ready? Go. If you wanted to make this challenging, start off with the big slow movements and jumping up the octaves. Okay? So there's a control of distance that way. Amanda, slowly. Lift. Lifting from the arm, dropping. That's really important. I'm going to stop you there. Her hand is completely relaxed, and that is vital. It means that everything is relaxed and taking its time before it needs to do its job. Thank you, Amanda. Another movement that we like to do is the ping pong movement, and that's kind of bouncing back from intervals. We'll start from C to G and going all the way up the octave. Again, we'll demonstrate with the right hand. Bounce, bounce, bounce. And we're just bouncing. I'd like to deal with the part of technique that seems to be separated in music. It seems that we tend to separate technique with music. Technique is one thing. We play a scale, then we play our music. And to me, there's 3 elements that make this whole thing happen. And that's the oral image that we have in our minds and in our hearts and in our ears. Then we have movement and technique to make all of that happen, to make that music sound. I like to use analogies when I teach or when I practice, and one of the things that I like to think of when playing is the fact that our arm is really just a paintbrush and we're painting sounds. So what we have is a palette of different colors, and we'll mix them and create sounds. So if we were to have our forearm as a paintbrush, and then the hand is the brush and the fingers the tips of the brush, we can create some really interesting colors. That whole idea of brushing, which is really, really important when we're playing. Chopin, my favorite composer, just lends us all kinds of wonderful opportunities to express this color. And we have in one of his mazurkas in A minor, this lovely intro. It's really neat because, again, that high arm paintbrush, freeing up the energy to play softly and allowing your arm to move out. Yeah. So creating that warm, gentle color. Basically, my style of teaching is trying to put the kids first in the sort of environment that they come from. I guess my philosophy is we're here to enrich each other, enrich their lives through music, through training, to make them feel comfortable with themselves and happy. And if we can do that, then they're going to take that experience, whether they're bankers or whether they're waitresses or whatever they are, and they're going to, have something to help them with their confidence.